Alright, we know the very first step to finding a missing side length. We gotta find what? What do we need to find first before we can even get started? Riley? Nope, before that. Before I can even, I gotta find what? Yeah, I gotta find where in the world is the question mark. I gotta find that first. Here's my missing side. There's my question mark. Now I can go in and find what's parallel to that. Show me with your arms the parallel lines. Is it going to be horizontal, vertical, diagonal? Parallel to the question mark. That's not parallel to the question mark. Parallel to the question mark line are going to be going up and down. Because if I go side to side, I'm going to touch my question mark. I have to be going up and down for parallel. Give me a dimension that is parallel. Susanna. 12. 12 is parallel. If it goes on forever, and my question mark line goes on forever, they will not touch. Give me another parallel line, Kate.
The 6.
Yes, the 6 over here, not the 6 on top. Give me a thumbs up if you got this far all by yourself. Give me a thumbs up if you got this far all by yourself.
Excuse
me?
How could it be that 6? Because of that 18. If you go this way, because one day forever you see it.
So we're just talking about this line, Corbin. If this line keeps going forever, will it ever touch this line? No. The 18, you're right. The 18 is not parallel because it'll hit both of those lines. But we're not talking about the 18. We're just talking about the ones in red. Okay? Good question. So we have our parallel lines, we have our question marks. What's the next step? This is where some of you guys got messed up. Harley, what's next?
We have to find the biggest parallel line and closer to the missing.
Yes. Which dimension is the biggest line that's parallel? Alyssa?
The 12.
The 12. Now, for some reason, a lot of you drew your 12 up here.
Oh. No.
You did that. Several of you did that. Why?
It's in 24.
It doesn't need to be up there. That's not even where the 12 is. So leave it alone.
Put on the...
If it's vertical, let it be vertical. If my line is going up and down, it needs to stay up and down. So I'm going to make sure that my line is exactly the same length as my 12. Corbin, we good? Yes? You with that? No, because you either made it here, and that's not exactly the same length as this, is this? No. You needed to put it over here, but you made your square way too big. And I've talked about that case before. What's the length of this new line that I just drew to help my brain out? What's the length of that line? Mateo?
12.
12. Do I know any sections? James, do I know any sections?
6.
I know that's 6 sections. I can move this line and take it and put it all the way over here. I can put it right there. See how I did that? I'm taking that exact line and moving it over. So I know that section.
Is it the same way?
I know that section is equal to 6. I just moved that line. So what's going to be this length? If I know my whole thing is 12, I know that that one chunk is 6. So what has to be my missing chunk? Peter? It has to be a 6 as well. Because it has to equal 12. So I can go ahead and get rid of my question mark and put in a 6. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Even though it might not work,
Your notebook should be open.
we can try drawing the exact same thing line of the question mark inside that. They look pretty easy.
You could. That I will tell you this though. know, don't ever trust someone's drawings. Trust the numbers. Because you saw yesterday I had a line that looked really small but ended up being worth 5. Don't trust the pictures, trust the numbers. Okay? But I get what you're saying. Alright. So here's our same problem. We just figured out that this was, what did we say, 6?
Yes.
Oh wait, let's go back and quickly do the area. We forgot about the area. I got so excited about the missing link that we didn't even do the area. I mean perimeter. Which one is it? Outside or inside? Perimeter. So we are doing perimeter. I still saw some of you doing area, even though you know that. So are we doing the inside or are we doing the outside? Outside. So everybody tell me what's going to be my equation. Walk me through my equation, please. And I'm going to trace around my box to make sure I get all my dimensions. Lene, tell me my equation for perimeter. How do we find the perimeter? You have a notebook. Look up. We've gone over how to solve perimeter. James, do you know how to solve perimeter?
By adding the numbers on the outside.
Yeah. Does that kind of refresh your memory, Lynette? It's been a while since you've done perimeter. Just add up all the outside numbers. Okay? You ready to give me an equation now? Go for it. 12 plus 6. Oh, we're going all over the place. 8. Oh, wait, did you give me those other 6? Plus 6. It was slow. I got a slow marker. Plus, you said 18. Okay? Alright, so again, I always draw my lines on the inside again, just to make sure that I'm not forgetting a side. Because you'll see some crazy shapes if you don't want to forget a side. Alright, I know that 6 plus 6 is 12. And I know that 6 plus 24 gives me 30. 12 plus 12 gives me 24. Alright, so I got 24 plus, we got an 18 to deal with too.
18.
Start in which column? Start in which column, Caleb? 1. So now I'm adding 4 plus 8. 4 plus 8. I'm adding. Please know that. I'm not subtracting. 4 plus 8, Bailey? 12. And I got 1 10, 2 10s, and then one more 10 is going to give me how many 10s, Savannah? 3. I got one more up here. 4. 42 plus 30. If you didn't do the perimeter, you need to be doing it with me. 2 plus 0 gives me 2. 4 10 plus 3 10s gives me 70. 72. Is it going to be square units or units?
Units.
That's going to be units. I didn't need to fill in anything with little squares. Not right now. You need to be tight. So it's just going to be units.
Yep.
Yes.
I did mine a little different because I started out with doing 12 and 12, and I got 24, so I added 6 to the 24, and then
Did you get to the same answer?
Yeah.
No. The cool thing about math, you can go in any order you want. You can do it all different ways. As long as we come to the same thing, then that's totally fine. Okay? So do not go. Alright, so you're going to have a quick write to do in your math notebook. This is the exact same problem we just did. But I want you to answer this question. How can we use the break apart strategy to find the area of an irregular shape like the one below? You don't have to write the question. You can if you think that's going to help you. But you do need to answer that question using complete full sentences. Okay? How can we use a break apart strategy to find the area of an irregular shape like this one?
Can I draw the picture?
Fair. And you're not taking your water bottle back. Okay, the picture is going to help you with you are more than welcome to draw the picture. Yes, ma'am.
We have to make a picture and define the area by breaking apart the shape into two rectangles.
Does anybody here know a quick, easy peasy way to just solve an area of an L shape? You have an equation that you can solve an L shape? No, we don't have an equation for an L shape, but we can break it up into two rectangles, because everyone here knows how to solve the area of a rectangle, right? Yes. So to use break apart strategy, we break it apart into, I think I like how Eleanor said it. She said simple, easy rectangles. I like simple, easy rectangles. Corbin, you had the right picture. You just didn't have any words. Break apart into simple, easy rectangles. Most of you drew pictures. You could do this. That would work fine. You could do this way. That would be fine. Matthew, you did something weird. You did this. That would not work very well. That would not work. Okay. Yes, ma'am?
For what?
Okay. Can you find the area for a crazy shape?
No.
No. You cannot just use some crazy equation for an L shape. That's not going to work. You have to break it into two rectangles or multiple rectangles. This is so important. So important. No. Okay? You have to know to break it into rectangles. Because all of you are masters at areas of rectangles. Use what you know. Make the math work for you. If you know how to do an area of a rectangle, then make a rectangle. Right? Yeah, it's not that complicated. Okay? Alright, we're going to go and try and find the area of this shape really quickly. Please draw it in your notebook. We're going to go through it step by step, and then we're going to go into some rotations. Go ahead of me if you can. We need to find the area, but I spy something interesting. You spy something interesting? Bryce, what do you spy? I spy something interesting with this problem that might make it a little more difficult. What's up with this problem? Okay?
There's a question.
Yeah, do you know what question mark stands for?
No.
No, I don't know what question mark stands for. We need to figure out that missing side. First step, we gotta find the question mark.
Yeah.
Kate found it for us. She said, hey, it's right there. Right on the bottom. Alright, we need parallel lines. Show me with your arms which way parallel lines are gonna go for that question mark. No. Show me with your arms which way parallel lines are gonna go for that question mark. Yeah, I'm horizontal, so my parallel lines are going to be horizontal. Corbin, give me a dimension that is also a parallel line to our question mark. 15 and 2. Nicely done, buddy. Am I going to draw my next line vertical? No. Don't make it harder on your brain. The point of moving the line is to actually help our brain. We're here, and you need to have this written down, and I know you don't have it written down because you were in the bathroom, so get moving. I need to take that big chunk, that big 15, and move it down to the bottom. The reason I'm doing this is just to help my brain. Don't make it harder on yourself. No, it should not be farther than 15. It needs to be the exact same length. So that I know how long that line is. If I just draw a random line, I don't know how big it is. It needs to be the exact same line as 15 up there. Do I know any pieces?
Yes.
Rachel, I see you shaking your head yes back there. What's one piece that I do know? I do know that too. worth 2. Okay, my whole line is worth 15. But this little section is worth 2. What's going to be my other section? Natalie? 13. 13. So what's going to be my question mark? 13.
So that was easy.
Are we done?
No.
We haven't found any area yet. Does anyone know how to find the area of this crazy shape? You have an equation for that crazy shape?
No.
No, but what can we do? Renee? Break apart. We need to put it into 2 small rectangles. Renee, come break apart this shape into 2 small rectangles. Make sure that only the pen touches the board, not your arm or your sleeve.
Yes.
Thanks, table 5, for not talking. Alright, Lene's going to break it up that way. Perfectly good way. What could be a different way that you break it up? Lee, come draw a different way to break it up. If you wanted to break it up a different way, what could you do? Make sure your hand doesn't touch it, just the pen. You could do that. I don't think many of you are going to do that way, but you could. I like the green way better, so that's the way I'm going to do, but you could do the red way. Okay? I like to just look at one rectangle at a time. And let's start with the little one. Cover up your big rectangle so you can't see all that other junk. We don't need to confuse our brain. Just looking at the little rectangle, we got a couple of different numbers. We have a 3, we have a 2, and then we have a 15 up here. What are we thinking is going to be the equation that we're going to need to use to find the area of this shape? Eva, what are you thinking? Why didn't you use the 15? I can't hear Eva because I have groups up here who are talking. Yeah, my 15 is cut, and notice 15 is this whole long line. Do I have that whole long line in this little bitty rectangle? No, so I'm not going to use the 15. Eva, you're correct. My equation is just going to be 3 by 2. I like to write my equation on the inside so that I remember that, hey, I'm doing area, and area is inside. That's a little trick that I use to help my brain remember. 3 times 2 is going to give me what product? 6. And I'm doing area, so is it going to be units or square units? Very nicely done. Alright, now we're going to cover up just a little tiny rectangle. Scoot over to my big rectangle. I now have a lot of numbers. Ooh, I have too many people talking too. Your hand should be on your paper, covering up your little rectangle. Your eyes should be at your paper thinking, which numbers am I going to use? I have a 4, a 13, a 7, and a 15. Savannah, what's up?
Well, I was going to tell you about the way that I look at the strategy that I used to figure out how to know that we weren't going to use the 15.
Okay, go for it.
Because since we broke it up that way, now on the bottom there's 2 and the opposite sides are the 2.
Exactly right. Way to use your geometry knowledge to help you with that one. Very good. Okay. What are we going to do for this big rectangle? I got 7s, 4s, 13s, 15s. I got a lot of numbers going on. Lauren, what are you thinking I'm going to use?
I'm going to turn the 4 into a 7.
I'm going to turn a 4.
You're going to turn the 4 on that side to a 7 because on the other side it's the same length.
So you're telling me I can't just use that 4?
No.
No, same reason as why we couldn't use the 15 the first time. 4 only goes to here. Is that how big my rectangle is? No. So we're definitely going to use a 7.
It's the same length.
Now is it going to be a 7 by 15? 7 by 13? Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it, Mateo?
13. because the 4 only goes halfway. We already used the 7, and the 15 is already broken up into 13.
Yeah, the 15 goes way over here. So we're going to use which number?
13.
13. Does anyone know 7 times 13? I would use a break apart strategy. And I would break apart your 13 because nobody knows 13.
That's why I did the 3 lines.
I know what it is.
I'm not that good at 10. Well, I'm at 3.
Oh, friend.
I'm so funny.
Down? I broke apart my 13 into a 10 and a 3. 7 times 10 is going to be 70. 3 times 7 is going to be 21. Those two added together is going to give me a sum of 91. Am I done? What's my next step? Corbin, you were yelling at me. No, what's my next step then?
You have to add 6 plus 30. That's 30 is 91.
Why am I adding those two numbers up? I got a lot of numbers on the board.
Because if you're adding an area, you have to add both of those numbers together so you know what your answer is.
Yeah, I have a little area over here, then I have a little area over here, and to get the total, I need to add up both my little mini areas together. What am I going to get, Corbin?
97.
Beautiful. 97.